Granblue Fantasy Relink is an action RPG developed and published mainly by Cygames, the creators of the original Granblue Fantasy mobile/browser game and the more recent Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising fighting game. This game follows Gran, the captain of the Grand Cipher, and his journey along with his crew to reach the end of the skies to find his father and reach the island of Estalucia where the Primals reside. The latest installment of the Granblue series, being Granblue Fantasy Relink, is a continuation of this journey while in the Sky Kingdom of Zega Grande. The game releases on February 1st in most parts of the world, but people who pre-ordered on PlayStation get up to 3 days of early access. Being one of those people who have pre-ordered on PlayStation, I have played the game for a few hours now and would like to give my first impressions of the game. I hope you enjoy the video.
An opening! On me! Tempest Flame!
I would like to start by sharing my experience with some of the games that Cygames have developed and or published over the years. I only played Dragalia Lost, a mobile game that isn't available anymore, but it is a game I still hold close to my heart to this day for having easy and intuitive gameplay for its mobile platform, as well as for its amazing character designs. I have dabbled into both the more recent fighting game, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising, and the older mobile/browser game, Granblue Fantasy, before coming into Granblue Fantasy Relink to experience what people have been waiting for over close to 7 years for. I have been excited to try this game out ever since I heard about it a few months ago, and now that I've tried it out, I can say that it was worth the wait. The gameplay of Granblue Fantasy Relink focuses on your character attacking enemies with basic attacks, special attacks, skills, and this game's version of an ultimate, Skybound Arts. As you attack, enemies will have a break gauge above them that increases, and when full, the active character can activate a link attack to close the distance between yourself and the enemy, dealing good damage. As link attacks are performed, a link gauge fills up, and when at 100%, if a party member activates a link attack, you go into link mode, which slows down time for a brief period and gives buffs based on the characters in the party. This is useful for dealing damage to larger enemies like bosses in a short amount of time. As characters attack enemies, their Skybound Art gauge will fill, and when at 100%, the active character can activate their Skybound Art. If multiple party members activate their Skybound Arts in succession, they will perform a chain burst attack, depending on how many Skybound Arts were activated, dealing massive damage. Besides all of that, each character has their own unique skills, mechanics, and roles in combat as well. So far, I've been loving the fast-paced combat of Granblue Fantasy Relink. From doing finishing combos with Gran to buff up his skills to chaining precise loop combos with Zeta, there is many fun combat mechanics for each character that I'll eventually have to try them all.
Now we're a step closer to finishing our journey.
Speaking of characters, why don't I talk about some of them? The starting roster of characters you get for the story is 6, them being Gran, Catalina, Io, Rackham, Rosetta, and Eugen. You can unlock more characters by acquiring passes to unlock them. I've kept myself in the relative dark about this aspect of the game, but I've managed to unlock one other character through getting a pass from somewhere which I honestly don't know where I got from. The character I decided to unlock was Zeta, a huntress that specializes in hunting primals. Her main gimmick is having a looping basic combo that requires precise timing to loop. There are many other characters, from the small but mighty greatsword wielding Charlotta to the great scythe wielding giant of a man Vasaraga. There's bound to be someone that you like.
Sky, want your weapons tempered? I'll unlock its hidden potential.
Talking about characters, let's touch on the gear that each character can equip. Each character in Granblue Fantasy Relink has a main weapon along with some sigils that give different effects like an HP, attack, or defense boost, or other effects like increasing the amount of potions you can hold or increasing attack as you lose health. Both the weapons and sigils can be upgraded to increase the level of it, further upgrading its stats and or skills. After reaching certain levels with weapons, you have to use certain materials to limit break the weapons, increasing its level limit. There are some other RPG elements to this game as well, just like the mastery trees that each character has and each weapon has.
Training sure pays off.
The way you are meant to upgrade each character's stats and or unlock other skills for them is through these mastery trees. After leveling characters up, completing quests, or even opening chests, your party earns mastery points, which is the resource that can be used to unlock things in this mastery tree. All characters have both an offense and a defense tree, each one focusing more on their respective stats and skills according to the tree. Each weapon that a character can unlock also has a mastery tree, but it is a smaller one mainly just for simple stat boosts. All of these upgrades done together has helped my team out when clearing the early to mid stages from the story that were slightly more challenging than expected.
What do you think?
Now let me talk about the quests. There are different quests that you can accept apart from the main story quests that award you with materials for clearing them. These types of quests include boss fights, horde takedowns, conquest, survival, and defend. These quests award you with a variety of materials from basic upgrading materials for weapons and sigils to sometimes even character passes. All of these quests also include their own set of side objectives to earn both more materials and a better quest rating once the quest is completed. Basically, the better and faster you do in quests, the higher the rating you will get, as well as the more rewards. This incentivizes the player to master strategies for both the stages themselves and the characters that they use, which in turn makes the rest of the game easier once you know how to play a character more. I'm looking forward to unlocking more quests as I progress further into the story, hopefully being able to try out the co-op if anyone actually plays it. Another quest type I haven't talked about yet is the Fate episodes. These are essentially background story beats for characters and what they were doing leading up to the current events of Relink. Completing each of these quests awards the respective character with a small stat boost to help them out more in battle. With there being a ton of characters, there would definitely be a lot of Fate episodes to get through, but it's nice to know where these characters are coming from for someone especially like me, since I haven't played the previous mobile game as much as others who are playing this game right now. I also want to talk about the various places / environments you visit during the main story for a moment and talk about what there is to do other than fight enemies in those areas. The first main place you arrive in is the archipelago of Einstedo, mainly comprised of a lush forest along with vast open fields. This first area truly showed me that it wasn't just going to be an extremely linear experience, and that there are some fun things to do in these areas. I found myself searching for all of the items and journal entries I could, as well as chests, before I moved on to the next objective. There are also some small time trials that you can challenge, and if you can collect all of the spawn crystals in the allotted time, you are awarded with a golden chest full of currency, a decent sigil, and some mastery points to boot. There is one other thing that can be found in these areas while exploring, and what I'm talking about are these small collectibles called wee pincers. These are small collectible bugs. These can be collected occasionally to get rewards from a certain NPC in the first hub area, as well as earn better stat boosts for a sigil that increases in power depending on how many wee pincers you have. All of the previously mentioned things appear in each open traversable map during these main story quests.
Are you all ready for takeoff? I can leave at a moment's notice. Prepped and ready.
So, what are my thoughts on the game so far? Well, I can firstly say I've been thoroughly enjoying just going through the main quest, exploring each map for its collectibles and such, as well as viewing each character's Fate episodes since they help me to understand the character much better. I found the side quest to be something I put to the side while I do the main quest, occasionally checking back in on one of the hubs to see if I've completed one. The quests from the Alliance are something to distract me from the main quest if I get bored, but they can be somewhat annoying when you see a failed objective even at above recommended level, so you either continue not getting max rewards, or you keep restarting until you get a perfect run. Apart from that, I've been really enjoying every other facet the game has to offer, from upgrading characters and their mastery trees to perfecting combos and skill rotations for characters. There's practically nothing that I can say right now about this game that I hate. I would like to point out that there are some other features of the game that I haven't tried out too much, like the co-op and the small challenge obelisks in the main story, so I hope to try those out soon once I'm further into the story. With all that being said, I would really like to thank you all for watching this video, as this is my first one that I've put an actual effort into creating, since this is a game I plan to continue playing after this video. If you would like to see more videos like this, or just more videos on Granblue Fantasy Relink in general, feel free to leave a like. If you have any suggestions on what video I should do next, or what game I should play, feel free to leave it in the comments as well. If you want to go above and beyond, consider subscribing, since the next time I post a video, it will probably be out of the blue, since I don't know when the next time I'll make a video is, so you don't want to miss out on that. Thanks for watching.
On my mark.
We've made a decent dent in their number. Keep at it.